Simple Car Guy here with another scanner review, and today we are looking at this Moocar CS6. I have already reviewed the CS4 in the past, and I thought it was a good value for the money, especially after the recent updates, which add additional functionality. The CS6 is the more advanced version of the same scanner. It can scan 6 different systems and perform 7 special functions, and it can be updated over Wi-Fi with just one click to add support for newer models as they come out in the future. Let's take a quick look around the box and then the scanner itself. So as you can see, both boxes are pretty much the same in how they look, except for the product information here on the side. So I'm gonna get rid of the CS4, get rid of this film on this one. And we're gonna take a look at the box itself. So in the front, we just have the picture of the scanner. Nice, nothing on the side. Good information on that side. We'll get to that in a second. Let's take a look at the back here. So this is a full OBD2 diagnostics scanner, right? Multiple system diagnosis, so that's pretty cool. That's the 6 systems that we're talking about. Powerful diagnosis, you can read in clear codes, of course. Live data and live data from individual modules, which is cool. Okay, equipped with software. All right, wide coverage. So basically covers anything that's been manufactured since 1996. It may not be able to read modules in those cars because I don't think they even had modules at that time, but you will definitely be able to use the OBD2 functionality on all of those cars. And then if you go back to this side, this is where the important information is. It's a 5-inch screen. I think it's Android 7. I mean, not the highest resolution, but it's a scanner. You don't really need it. Working voltage from the battery, so it does not support 24-volt batteries. Some of the bigger diesel trucks. Some of the working temperatures, cool. Now, and this is the important information here, the system supported. So these are the supported systems, and these are the maintenance items that this scanner supports. We'll talk about those more in just a few minutes. Important thing here is that they have actually added one more maintenance item since this box was printed, which is just added for free when you update the device. And like I mentioned, the device updates through Wi-Fi on its own, one click, very easy. Cool box too. All right, the same information here as we had in the back. I'm gonna open it up. I love the presentation in here. It's very Apple-like. So in here we have our manuals. So you have all the instructions, first setup, all that kind of stuff. If you never used one of these before, you probably should read it. Looks like different languages. And here we have the actual device. We also have a USB Type-C, looks like, cable. And this is the actual device. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Looks like it already has a screen protector on it, so that's nice. Good screen, so just like the other one that I had, the CS4, the screen looked good on this one. Then here at the top, we have space for micro SD card and a port if you want to connect it to a computer or kind of go through the options and see what it looks like and how it works without connecting it to a car. On the back, we just have the serial number and a little bit more information. That's about it. It's pretty rugged. It doesn't have any rubber coating or anything like that, but let's go plug this into a car and see how well it works. And also, this is not removable. This is permanently attached OBD2 cable. Alrighty, let's go to the car. Alright, so I'm in the car now. Let's see what the scanner can do, its functionality, and if it's something you would actually want to purchase. I'll start by just going over the options here at the bottom, and the first one's going to be the settings. So if you click on settings, you're going to see all the supported systems that the scanner offers. Of course, you can send some feedback to the company if you don't like something or really like something. But here you can turn on and turn off screenshots. So that's just going to add an option for you to take a screenshot of anything that you do. And you can see those screenshots here in the photo album. You have your screen recorder. So basically just recording the screen. Change the brightness. Go from metric to imperial languages. In case anyone's interested, these are the languages that are supported. Quite a few. A lot of these are just offer 2 or 3, but this is pretty cool. You also have your clear data, so if you want to sell the scanner or give it to somebody else, you can clear all of the stuff that you've done before, or even reset it completely to brand new. You can also do the app update, and this is what I did first in order to get my 7th free service function, which is pretty darn cool that they do that kind of stuff for us. All right, let's go back. Now, repair info. This is just a little bit extra information for you for finding out the OBD fault code. So if you need to look up a code, you can do that here. You can see what vehicles are being covered in this list. And then there's also some how-to videos, how to plug it in into your OBD2 port and things like that. So pretty good database of information. The file folder here will show all of the reports, PDFs, and everything else that we generate. I will show you how to do that in a little bit. And then update will actually update all of the software. So some of the stuff is still being installed and downloaded on mine. I just wanted to make the video, so I didn't want to wait for like stuff that I don't need to be updated. But pretty cool. It's done all automatically. You just hit update once and then it will basically do everything else on its own. You don't have to touch it. Just make sure you have good Wi-Fi signal. All right, so now that we're done with that, let's talk about the actual functionality that you're buying the scanner for. So first is going to be scan, OBD, and then we have maintenance and services. So this is going to scan each and individual module on the vehicle that it supports and the systems that it supports. And those systems are engine, ABS, SRS, TCM, BCM, and the TPS system. So let's do that now. All right, and these are all of the vehicle makes that it supports. So as you can see, there's quite a few of them here, and you can of course just click on the area that it's from and it will narrow it down for you. So if I go to European, boom, it just takes me to that spot as well. All right, so I'm going to click on BMW since I am in a BMW. All right, so once it loads, you have your two options. You have automatically search or manual select. If you go to manual select, you get to select the vehicle yourself, or you can just go to automatic search and it will pick the VIN number from your vehicle and then make the correct decision on that. So as you can see, it says that this is the i3 with the Rexy, basically the generator, left-hand drive, production date, everything else. Yep, that looks good. I'm going to click next. And here we can have two different things. Then we can do the health report or the system scan. System scan is going to do individual modules. Health report is going to give us an overall idea of what's happening with the car. So let's do that. Let's do the health report. It's going to scan the car, do its communication thing, and then we'll see what it shows. All right, so as you can see, it scans very quickly. And as I mentioned, it's basically scanning a few different systems. And within that system, it scans each and an individual module in that system. So we have the engine, we have the ABS, we have the SRS, so it's going to be ABS related stuff. We also have the TCM, so it's going to be transmission control module, BCM, which is the body control module, and the TPMS for your wheel sensors and stuff like that. So on this car, we do have some codes. I just got this one. I'm still working on getting this one repaired basically. So it looks like there's some moisture. Interesting that it actually shows us front passenger seat occupancy detection. Yes, I was actually washing the seats and I think I put a little bit too much water. Hopefully that goes away, but as you can see stuff like that. It will actually tell you that there is moisture in the sensor. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that data. So clear default codes. Okay, it has been cleared, and I'm going to read it again to see if it shows up, and it doesn't show up. So what I'm going to do is drive the car for a little bit and see if it comes back, and if not, I'm going to give it a really good, basically dry the seat really well, and then if needed, we'll go from there. But you can also see live data from the same module as well. So if you go to sensors, let's see, all of this stuff is available to be basically seen as, oops, I'm going to click OK. And we're going to see all of that information. Sensor OK. So you can see all the sensor information and everything is reporting properly. And if we go to a different module as an example, what if we go to, let's go to engine management. So we're going to go in here, continue, same thing. We can go to data stream diagnostics report, and then we can select all of the items on here and click OK. Now it's going to show us all of that information. So if I press the gas pedal, accelerator pedal, look at that. It's showing you the pedal position and the hall sensors and everything else. Outside temperature, battery voltage, how many kilometers has been driven with a range extender. How cool is that? You would never find that information otherwise. The car doesn't tell you that. Driving cycles with range extender, super cool information. I mean, if you're buying a car and you want to know this information, nobody's going to tell you. You're not going to actually see that information, but this thing does. So that's super cool. That's just one example of how you could use it. You can, of course, also use it for troubleshooting items. So if your car is not responding properly or something's not working correctly, you can see if the sensor is actually sending the data correctly. So I think you get the idea. You're basically scanning the 6 systems that the scanner supports, and then for each of the modules within that system, you can read live data, erase, and scan codes, and just troubleshoot cars if needed. So that's pretty cool. And this is if you do the manual scan, you can just select each module and it'll take you to the same spot as before. We can continue and it's going to show us the same information here. So it's basically the same thing, just you don't have to scan, you don't have to see the health report, you can just scan the system and that's it. All right, so I'm going to go all the way back. At the main menu, we have 2 other options here. We have OBD and maintenance and services. OBD is basically the standard OBD2 functionality that you get on many other scanners, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. But what you're paying for here is the maintenance and service functions on here. What you have is 7 different functions. Just a couple of months ago, when they got this scanner sent to me, there was only 6, but after updating, you get additional 1 added, so that's pretty cool. You have your ABS, so you can bleed your brakes. Even on electric cars like this one, you still need to do that in order, to replace the fluid. You're still using your brakes. You also have your brake, so this function will allow you to basically adjust the electronic park brake or reset it, or even when you're doing the brake pads, you have to move the actual servo or whatever it's called back in order to get your pads out. So that's very cool. DPF, that's related to diesel vehicles, so I think it basically helps you clear blockage in the DPF filter. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I don't work with diesel, but that's the idea. ETS is the electronic throttle adaptation, so that allows you to reset and relearn the throttle position sensor after replacing it or cleaning it, so that's important on a lot of gas cars, of course. Oil, that simply resets the oil light and the time for your vehicle after you change the oil. And then SAS is going to be your steering angle sensor reset, so that clears the faults in regards to the steering angle sensor, especially if you replace it or if the car is in an accident or if it needs to be calibrated. Very, very useful feature. And TPMS, of course, will allow you to reset the tire pressure monitoring system when you replace tires or put new TPMS sensors in and things like that. So super helpful and useful features, and you get these included for free. There are no monthly or yearly fees. This is just included, and you can update them to newer cars as they come available. Now, the last part here is the OBD2 functionality, like I mentioned. This isn't anything crazy, but still very, very useful, so don't get me wrong. I know I downplay this a lot, but it actually does a lot for what it is. So here we have our IM readiness. This will tell us if the car is ready to pass emissions. So there you go. All right, so system ready, not ready, okay. But it shows you, whether your car would pass or not. All right, we can go back. Actually, if we do that again, what we can do here is actually run a report. So if you want to show this to somebody else, you can just run a report and then scan this QR code, and all of this information will be available on the phone. Pretty cool. You can also send it through the email or generate a PDF. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to generate the PDF right now and then send it, save it on the device. All right, so that's been saved. I'll show you where to retrieve that in just a little bit, right there. All right, let's go back. Now, what else can we do with the standard OBD2 functionality? We can read live data. This will read the standard PIDs from the vehicle. So to be clear, this will not show you information from all of the modules. This will only read information from the standard OBD2 port, which shows information from the engine module and the transmission. You cannot see anything else, basically. Still very, very useful if you're troubleshooting engine type stuff, but not as advanced as you get in the troubleshooting functions on this device. All right, you can also do a few other things in here, like read the freeze frame data. So this is if your car had some emission problems, it will record that and save it, and you can review those. You can do some onboard testings, and of course read and clear engine or transmission specific codes. Like you will not be able to read ABS codes or anything like that just using this functionality. You can, however, do that using the scan functionality. I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. But that's about it on this one, guys. So just to summarize, I really like that it has, 6 system scanning. It includes 7 special functions, even though it's the CS6. Like I said, they've added some additional functionality for free. You have one-click update. I really like that. You don't have to plug it into a computer or anything like that. Just connect it to Wi-Fi and it does the rest. It does not require any email or account information or anything like that to be set up. It just connects and works on its own. So that's pretty sweet. As far as the negatives, it cannot read all of the systems in your vehicle. So that could be a hindrance depending on what you're trying to do. But if you're only working with the engine, ABS, SRS, TCM, BCM, and the TPMS systems, that's all you're going to need. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to see a lot more car content and scanner reviews. And I'll see you in the next one.